Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio. And today we're taking a look at the Nova announcement. So if you're not familiar, the Nova is a convention in the United States. It is one of the biggest in the United States. And we have it coming up for 2022. And obviously Games Workshop has announced some massive Warhammer reveals. And let's take a look at what they have said, see if we can kind of speculate a little bit. And then I really want to get your guys' opinions as well. I love the feedback, love the ideas. You guys often have heard stuff I have not heard, or you know, have some kind of speculation idea or something that I may have forgotten about or never even thought of as well. So make sure to chime in at the end. And obviously, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Yeah, daily content, Warhammer, 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy as well. So next week, we have the Nova Open 2022. After a 2-year hiatus, the Nova Open is returning this year. It's going to be bigger than ever before, and Warhammer is going to be there with some huge surprises. Here is just a little taste. And by a little taste, you can watch that preview, and it literally says nothing at all. It just says there's going to be some big reveals. If you're lucky enough to be going, you'll be the first to see the next swathe of incredible miniatures. If you're not, if you can't attend, as we'll have coverage right here on the Warhammer community website. But what you can expect to see, I will have reveals for these systems. So for the preview, what we can expect essentially is Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer the Horus Heresy, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and of course Warhammer Underworlds as well. So that's like their 4 things. Now there may be some stuff outside of that, but obviously this is their main big 4. So we can speculate a little bit on what would be coming for each one. As far as Warhammer Underworlds, we recently just got a new edition. So I think anything for Warhammer Underworlds is probably just going to be a new warband. We've seen them rolling out pretty regular warbands. So I'm not really sure what's missing or what that would be. Somebody that's a little more into the game will probably have a better idea than I will. As far as Sigmar, we know there's still quite a few battle tomes that are not out yet. And typically, as they've been redoing the battle tomes, the factions that they do the battle tome for will get at least a character, if not a character and, you know, a unit or so. So I think for Sigmar, likely we'll just see what the next couple battle tomes are. They have announced a certain amount up to this point and then given us a basic schedule through, I think it was the rest of the year. But there's still quite a few that have not come out yet. So I suspect it's going to have something to do with that. Again, we could go through and kind of speculate exactly what battle tome reveals it would be, or what characters, etc. I'm honestly not really sure. It could be a lot of stuff still, because there's still quite a few battle tomes missing. We did just see the recent box for Lumineth and for Tzeentch. So my guess would be, as you know, we've basically been seeing them stick to sort of like the same little game plan, where they basically release one of those battle boxes, and then the 2 factions in the battle boxes will then get their book afterwards. So it's pretty safe to assume that we're about to get the Tzeentch book and then also a new Lumineth book. We did already get 2 new characters in that box set, so I'm not so sure that that's what the actual reveal would be. Possibly it'll be the books, but obviously we've already seen the characters in the box and everything. But maybe we'll get a little preview as to what is to come after that. So it could be exciting. Lumineth has a pretty decent range, and most of their stuff is like super new. So I don't expect like a ton of new models for that range. So yeah, we'll have to kind of see on that one. As far as Horus Heresy, they have been cranking stuff out left and right for Horus Heresy. And I said it right in the beginning when we first saw a couple of the vehicles coming over from forgeworld into the Warhammer range. And my biggest speculation was that they were basically going to be not eliminating forgeworld, but like sort of just taking back some of the manufacturing. Because obviously forgeworld cannot keep up. The games have become too big. There's too much demand. Stuff is constantly out of stock for like months at a time. So they have started pulling back some of the kits into the Warhammer line, like Games Workshop manufacturing in plastic, which is great because I don't like resin, and I think it's terrible for new people. It's very hard to deal with, and you know, you pay a bunch for a kit, and then it's, you know, you're doing all kinds of like prep work and everything. It feels like a full-time job and not as much fun as putting together some nice plastic that goes together like perfectly. So I think Probably we're going to get something big from the range. I don't know what it's going to be. I want to speculate that it would be like a flyer. I think realistically it's probably going to be like Space Marine / like Heretic Agnostic. We saw with almost all the vehicles, with all the like different mark armors, that you know, you can basically use them for heresy, in heresy for either traitors or loyalists. So I think that's likely. The thing about, I want to speculate and say it's going to be a flyer, but honestly GW just doesn't love flyers because they don't really match that great this edition. They're just either a little too strong, or yeah, they're pretty much a little too strong. So they've had like constant nerfs this whole edition. I would speculate and say that it's going to be, I mean, obviously I wish it would be a THUNDERHAWK gunship, but I would speculate and say it's probably going to be, if it's going to be a flyer, it's probably going to be a Fire Raptor or Storm Eagle. Alternatively, what we got, like the main dreadnoughts, we've gotten a couple Land Raiders, we got a Super Heavy, we got the Sycaran. I'm not sure. Whatever. Honestly, I wish I had a list of like the top selling items from forgeworld, because I feel like we could just go down the list and see like what's coming out next, because I suspect that that's the stuff that's coming over to the 40k range, or to the I always say 40k because I associate Games Workshop with 40k and forgeworld with 30k, but in all actuality it's just going from, you know, forgeworld to Games Workshop. So I suspect whatever it is going to be a big seller from the forgeworld website. That is generic Space Marine for either like heretics or loyalists. And then for 40k, we saw the recent squat reveals. They've been going through like nonstop with the squat stuff. They said it's the biggest reveal yet. So I think it's probably going to be either like the land train or like a gyrocopter or VTOL type thing. Some kind of like big, either like spaceship or heavy support like vehicle, maybe like Lord of War type vehicle. Which would be like the land train or something like that, some artillery piece, etc. So that's my like basic guesses. Now we could see like a squat codex announced, we could see the Imperial Guard codex announced, possibly like some new guard stuff. But at this point in time, the biggest things that we know we're waiting on 40k are essentially World Eater stuff, which we already saw one Khorne Berserker, so we'll probably see some more Khorne Berserkers, and then we already saw Angron. So those are some pretty big ones. Obviously, we don't know when that codex is coming, but we know it is eventually. And then the other thing is obviously the squat stuff we just talked about. But there's still a Demon Prince missing from the 40k and Sigmar range that we were previewed already. Thank you guys for pointing that out, as I had forgotten all about him. So there is a Demon Prince coming at some point in time. But I suspect this will be like new releases. Probably stuff that's going to be difficult to guess, but doesn't stop us and hasn't in the past. So to see what's coming for Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer the Horus Heresy, and Warhammer Underworlds, join us from 1 a.m. BST on the 1st of September. Don't worry, this is definitely worth staying up for. So here we see like the map preview for the Nova Open online, and you see the dot based on location and what time that amounts to. So for London, UK, it's Thursday the 1st at 1 a.m. For New York, USA, it is Wednesday the 31st at 8 p.m. Los Angeles, Wednesday the 31st at 5 p.m. Sydney, Australia, Thursday the 1st at 10 a.m. Tokyo, Japan, Thursday the 1st at 9 a.m. And Berlin, Germany, Thursday the 1st at 2 a.m. If you're heading to Nova this year, we'll see you there. And if you can't join us, sign up for the newsletter, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's our time frame. So for me here in the USA, that is going to be the 31st at 8 p.m. So just a few days away at this point in time, basically a week away. And 8 p.m., I should be able to get a video out like very shortly after that, essentially showing off what's going on. They also do like follow up with the Warhammer articles as well. So it'll probably be a series of, 4 videos, basically one for each of those categories. Pretty cool. It's going to be exciting. They usually do some pretty big reveals. And having been off for like the last 2 years with everything going on, not having Nova, it's probably going to be something pretty epic. I would imagine they've been holding off on whatever it is, to show off something really big. So what's it going to be? probably a combination of things. I suspect it's going to be for 40k World Eaters and Squats. For Horus Heresy, it's going to be a really popular kit, something that they just have been selling tons of, and they know they would sell tons of in plastic. For Sigmar, I think it's probably going to be the next series of battle tomes and probably some cool models. And then for Underworlds, I don't think it'll be a whole new expansion or anything. I think it'll probably just be a warband or two. We do notice also that most of the skirmish games got left off here. Obviously, Warcry and Kill Team would have been some big reveals for this. But we just recently saw, the new Warcry box set, and we know the new Kill Team box set is on the horizon. So they may touch on that, but they've already shown it off pretty good. And then I think probably if it wouldn't have been for the delays, all the delays with Warcry, it might have got grouped in here. But the Warcry stuff was supposed to be out like months ago and just now hit the shelves. So then maybe they'll talk a little bit about the skirmish games. But it looks like they haven't left off, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, Warcry, and Kill Team. So as always, I am curious what your guys' speculations are. Do you have anything in the pipe? A lot of you guys too are pretty big into like the rumor stuff, like rumor engines or like leaks and everything like that. To tell you the truth, I try to stay away from like the leaks and like the crazy stuff like that. Like I don't mind speculating on my own and giving you guys my opinion or taking guesses. But I don't like going with like the, hey, this is like an insider leak, like breaking news type stuff, because a lot of times it's wrong, and then also it kind of takes the fun out of stuff. I mean, it's sort of like opening your Christmas presents like the day before and then like rewrapping them, and then it's like Christmas and you go to open your present, you already know what's inside. It's like a lot less exciting. So I try to stay away from that stuff. There's plenty of other people that do that. There's plenty of other forums and everything like that, and I'm not as concerned with like trying to like break news as I am just kind of having fun with the hobby and keeping everybody up to date and my own personal speculation. So let me know what you think is coming out for each of those 4 categories, and then also I am going to be doing a video here probably in the next day or two on exactly how you can get a free kill team. So I'm going to give away a bunch of kill teams. So if you're interested in a free kill team, make sure you check out that video. It's going to be super simple. Yeah, I'll explain the details in the video. So, but that is it for today. If you did enjoy today's video, daily reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion, magnetization tutorials. We show off commissions as they leave the studio, all that good stuff. Daily content on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and of course some Horus Heresy. And on occasion, we see a little Blood Bowl in there, some Underworlds, etc. Make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Support me absolutely free, and I really do appreciate it. I absolutely love the community. We are building an awesome place right here. Tons and tons of positivity and just so much back and forth. I really enjoy it. And a bunch of people have pointed out some stuff about Lord of the Rings, so I may touch on some of the details on that as well. And then I do have 2 more in-depth breakdowns. One on the actual report that Games Workshop released, their annual report, and just breaking that down and talking about some key points there, headwinds, all that good stuff. And then also one on technical analysis for those that are investors or interested in investing, just basically breaking down where the stock price is likely to go and what kind of time frames and everything. So that's it for today, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.